Costa Rica is one of the most visited countries in Central America. In fact, almost all kinds of tourists have been flocking to the country for years. It's become a hotspot for those to retire due to its affordable living conditions, great weather all year round, amazing beaches, and friendly locals. Of course, if you're just looking to visit, then Costa Rica is also a great option. Filled with tons of natural attractions, volcanoes, nature hikes, forests, and wildlife, this country is sure to make your heart swoon. If you're not a fan of nature, there are endless stretches of beaches that are accompanied by small towns that you can visit. Keep on watching to see something completely different when it comes to Costa Rica you know. Number 1. Puerto Viejo. Located on the Caribbean coast near Panama, Puerto Viejo is popular with young adults and backpackers because of its great beaches, surfing, and party atmosphere. Filled with gorgeous beaches, lush jungles, abundant wildlife, and a laid-back atmosphere, Puerto Viejo is the Caribbean vibe coastal town you're looking for. The town is known for its lively atmosphere. You'll probably find some kind of party or celebration going on every night. That's why it's no surprise that it's hailed as the most popular destination on the Caribbean coast. Of course, if that's not your type, there are also many quiet beach hotels if you're looking for that calming and relaxing vibe. Once you're done with that, rent a bike and explore the local area and stop by the Jaguar Rescue Center, where they rehabilitate all sorts of local wildlife before releasing them back into the wild. After a day of exploring, spend your day sipping coconuts on deserted beaches and, at the same time, eating raw chocolate from cafes on the side of the street. Number 2. Cahuita. Cahuita is the magical town you're looking for as an escape from the bustle and hustle of your everyday life. It also helps because the stunning national park called is located here. With over 2,600 acres of land and 55,000 acres of marine area, it's not surprising that the park is known for its nature and wildlife. What's even more surprising is that it's the only national park in the country that does not charge admission. After a day of hiking and exploring the park, you can sit around and read on beaches that are sometimes empty, or you could take the time to take a dip and you might see sea turtles swimming by. Because of its Afro-Caribbean influences, this is also known for its food and local culture. If you strolled around the street, you'd probably find dessert crepes or grilled chicken being sold everywhere. Number 3. Tortuguero. Tortuguero, translated into Spanish, is known as the region of turtles. That's no exaggeration because this is one of the country's most important nesting sites for different kinds of turtles like the leatherback, loggerhead, and hawksbill sea turtles. In fact, you're bound to see some of them if you visit from April to May since it's nesting season. If you're visiting during the off-season, we also recommend going there from November to January since it's the perfect time for baby sea turtles to hatch and crawl back into the sea. There is also lots of wildlife to see year-round since their national park is the country's 5th most visited park. The national park is home to a lush Amazon-like rainforest and is filled with 800 species of wildlife like tapirs, ocelots, jaguars, coatis, manatees, and more. Number 4. CORCOVADO. Located on the remote Osa Peninsula in southwestern Costa Rica, CORCOVADO National Park is a gem for those who don't want to mingle with other tourists, but still want to experience everything the country has to offer. Built in 1975, the park covers an area of 424 square kilometers, which basically makes it the largest park in the country. Although it was considered a popular destination before, because the peninsula is very hard to get to, tourists find it much easier to simply go to other accessible parks. It's remote and quiet, to the point that you'd think this was your own personal island. Deserted beaches, tons of wildlife, great hiking, camping, and most importantly, no annoying tourists to stop you from enjoying what you came here. CORCOVADO is one of the best places to go in the country. Number 5. ARENAL Volcano. Located in the Cordillera de Tilarán, the ARENAL Volcano National Park is one of Costa Rica's many volcanoes. It's also one of the top volcano viewing areas in the country, making it a top tourist destination. The reason for this? It's because ARENAL Volcano is shaped like a cone-shaped mountain and is usually surrounded by huge ash columns that frequently steam from the crater. It has been dormant for 7 years, but if it does erupt, just make sure to stay in the viewing section and simply see the wondrous lava flowing down the volcano. There are also a lot of wonderful activities that you can do here, like visiting the La Fortuna waterfall, or taking a dip in famous hot springs, or even staying up late to see the sunset. With a lot of activities to do, it's no wonder it's one of the most visited places in the country. Number 6. Manuel Antonio. If you're looking for white sand beaches and warm blue waters, then Manuel Antonio is the town for you. Considered one of the most popular beach destinations on the Pacific coast, Manuel Antonio is a town full of beautiful oceanfront beaches where surfers like to hit the waves. It's well known for offering surf lessons if you're a beginner, and is filled with different restaurants and stores you could visit after a day of surfing. And like all the other towns in Costa Rica, it also has its own park called Manuel Antonio National Park. The park is known for 3 kinds of native monkeys, like howler monkeys and squirrel monkeys. It's also home to white-nosed coatimundis. You also have the option to walk and explore on your own, but we recommend joining a guided tour for a more in-depth experience. Admission to the park is $16 per person, though kids under 12 can enter for free. Number 7. Monteverde. Ever hear of a cloud forest? I bet not, since it's one of the rarest forests you can stumble upon, especially one as well kept as Monteverde. Monteverde is the nation's premier cloud forest and is home to unique plants and wildlife, as well as the rare and elusive quetzal. In fact, most people take a trip to Costa Rica just to get a glimpse of this rare bird. Because of its reputation, over 250,000 people visit every year, which is why it was hailed as one of the largest ecotourism hubs in the country. Located on the right wing of the continent, Monteverde experiences unusual weather patterns and high winds, which contribute to the ecosystem. Number 8. Santa Teresa. Santa Teresa, a hippie backpacker town, is situated at the heart of the Nicoya coast. This so-called town is actually just a beach with a road lined with restaurants, yoga studios, surf shops, and hostels. The town is generally quite laid back because everyone rises early to catch the surf. There aren't many wild parties in this area. Santa Teresa is a great place to unwind, mingle, and lay on the beach. Many visitors end up staying in Santa Teresa for weeks or even months at a time because of the town's peaceful atmosphere. Number 9. Tamarindo. Tamarindo is the ideal location if you're searching for a beach town with lots of activity to keep you occupied. Tamarindo, located in Guanacaste's Nicoya Peninsula, is a popular spot for beach going, surfing, and having fun. The town, which was formerly a peaceful fishing community, has developed into a tourist hotspot with a wide selection of dining establishments and lodging options. This is a favorite place for pro surfers and beginners since big waves are usually found here in November and December. If surfing is not your type, then there are still a lot of eco-friendly adventures and activities that you can choose from, like snorkeling, diving, horseback riding, ziplining, and even turtle watching. Number 10. Dominical. One of the best surfing spots in Costa Rica is Dominical, a tropical refuge for backpackers. This town has a long history of being known for its lovely beaches, affordable lodging, casual open-air dining, and fantastic Bahamian culture. If you have the money to spare, then you can choose nearby resorts that have incredible views of nature. There are many beachfront properties in town, which are usually accompanied by large, looming trees that provide shade after a day of swimming. There are also a lot of vendors that set up tables and sell crafts and other items for you to sell. Although Costa Rica is oftentimes touristy, the variety of species, the natural beauty, the white sand beaches, the spectacular sunsets, and the warm, clear water make it worthwhile. The country still has a great deal of undiscovered and unexplored territory. The great thing about here is that it has a lot of choices for you to pick from, which is ideal for your requirements without spending a fortune, no matter what you're interested in. Also, check out this other video if you want to visit Cuba. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more of our top 10 prime picks.